Hello. I'm sorry. Hello, how y'all doing? Here we are again on the Direct Action Gaming channel. This is part 2 of what I am currently calling the Market Expansion Campaign, because that is effectively what we've done here. We've just added the market module and the camp module from Tales from the Ruined City to the base campaign, and we're just sort of seeing how those things work. We're just messing around with stuff, having a good time. Because, that's sort of the theme of this channel. We're messing around, we're playing games, we're having a good time. So, where we last left off, we hadn't even really finished the first day. This is still day 1. We have our scavenging party in the ruined block of flats. The night is almost over. They're about to finish up with their scavenging. Bruno is on guard, and he will hopefully be able to keep all of this stuff in our storage where it is. Because we do have that food for the moment, but if it all gets snatched up in the night raid, that's not good. But hey, so that hasn't happened just yet. The ladies can finish scavenging. Once our party does finish scavenging, I was looking a little bit more at this market thing, and this pretty much, in a nutshell, gives us an option at the end of the scavenging phase. We can basically go to this unique place to do some trading. And the way trading usually works in this game, it also works that way in the market. You have to sort of put down something first before you can begin trading. You have to sort of pay an entrance fee, shall we say, before you can actually see the wares. Once you pay the entrance fee, then you can draw a wares card to see what the current conditions are in the market. You've been let in. Once you're in, you have a bunch of options on the wares card, and there are some base rules, it seems like, for the market. Because it seems like when you trade, they will not accept green and or yellow tokens, which is interesting. You can't give them any food or any medicine. I guess they already have plenty of that. You can only trade mechanical and or weapons parts if you're just doing like a straight trade. And that's probably because they want you to maybe consider some of the other options. You can potentially do a steal or a loot. So it sounds like stealing is you take one character, such as Arika, the cat burglar, who has a prowess of 2. Arika might be a good candidate for doing some thief stuff. If we put her on the little thief marker, I might as well just show this stuff to you while I'm talking about it. Okay, so you can see there those options I was mentioning. There's the tolerance track. Now, this tolerance track goes down for the most part when you do stealing or looting. If you're just doing straight trading, everything's fine. Nobody cares. You do a straight trade and then you go away. But those other options still do exist if you get desperate. So you see that little thief slot, you can put one of your characters there. You also have slots for farmers and or a thug. So I looked at the cards a little bit, and it can depend which wares card you get to see which sort of models you would be putting up in these slots. And that becomes important when you try some of these other options, especially the loot, because you're going to want to know what sort of enemies you're going up against if you need to start combat because you have decided to loot. So it kind of sounds like stealing is just trying to do like shoplifting, basically. You're just trying to very subtly take one or two things and then just run off with it. So that will bring the tolerance down a little bit. But if you're doing a loot, that's a straight up armed robbery. You're just rolling in there, guns blazing, trying to take everything. That means you're going to have to do some combat, and more than likely, the tolerance track is going to go all the way down to 0, and then you just remove the market from the game. You aren't allowed to go back to the market anymore because you're too dangerous to be let back in there. So I guess in a nutshell, that is how the market works. That is an option, but I'm thinking we might not be able to do that this time because all I really have is like a shell, a weapon part, and 3 mechanical parts. And I'm not really willing to give up much of that. I mean, if I could use the canned food, that would be something. Because that's like, especially since we have famine, like with famine, green, food items are going to be a lot more valuable. I think it says raised by 3, so we would, canned food would have a value of 18. Anyway, let's finish the scavenging, shall we, before we do any of this other stuff. Okay, we get yet another reality impact. So we're going to have yet another random thing occur. We're getting a bunch of these, aren't we? Let me just check really quickly. We do still have 2 under here, right? Yeah. We had 2 of these random things happen already. We're about to have our 3rd one during the scavenging. Okay, so draw a card from the colors deck. That card is green. Okay. Looking at green. Then draw a card from the exploration deck and check the number with that color. Okay. So that would be 147. Put this on the bottom. 147. What does 147 say? We've discovered a small door that is carefully hidden behind a piece of rubble. It seems to lead into a basement. We've uncovered it and then learned that it was firmly boarded up. On the wall next to the door, someone has painted the word danger. People will try all sorts of tricks to protect their possessions. But what if the warning is genuine? Okay, so our options are check it out. We return 1 exploration card and choose 1 character and then see 597. Or we ignore the door. Someone went to a lot of trouble to keep us from going in there. Why risk it? Back to game. The door was hidden. Firmly boarded up. And someone took the time to paint on it danger. I don't know. If this is a secret stash, if you're gonna make a secret stash, you're making it awfully hard on yourself to get back into it when you do all of that. Just put a whole bunch of stones and board up the door and paint danger on it. I think we're not risking it again. We're just going to ignore the door. Why risk it? Back to the game. Next time, though, I think we are going to risk it because for no other reason, because I think the last 3 options were like, nope, we're not doing that. Other than that time when I just took that stuff from the secret stash that we did find. Now, that was a secret stash. It was just kind of sitting there. There was a message. There were some things that we found. That's where we got the canned food and the herbal meds. Those from the secret stash. Okay, so I think we've got 3 more cards left. What does the next card say? Stairs up. Look for another way. Return 2 exploration cards. Or raise the noise by 2 and roll for the noise. Okay, our options here are basically take a risk. I guess we're taking a risk. I said the next time we're going to take a risk. We're going to raise the noise by 2 and roll for the noise. And we get a 1. That's great. What do we get? We get hobos. Okay. So apparently hobos, first of all, we have to determine the number of hobos and how they are armed. Place this card in the exploration slot until you leave this location. Whenever you take anything from an exploration card marked as private, roll the black die. All right, so we also need to take noise back down to 1. What's really interesting is Arca also has a special skill called Sneaky that I could have used up till this point, but I don't usually use it until the noise goes up to 5. Because basically, she can lower the noise by 5. So since it hasn't really gone up all that high, I just haven't felt the need to really use it just yet. But anyway, let's see how many. Watch, now I get a high roll. Yup, look at that. Oh my gosh, it was a 10. Now when it comes to how many hobos there are, and there's 3 of them, draw their tokens. Okay, so now we draw some tokens at random to see what kind of enemies we actually have. I'm gonna close my eyes and draw 3 tokens from the little enemy token tray. Got 1. 2. 3. Okay. So this says we've got a B, a C, and an A. So an A is unarmed. B has a knife. And C has a hatchet. Okay, so none of them have guns. It says the guy that doesn't have any weapons actually has prowess too, so gets to re-roll their attack like twice. Okay, so that happened. Are there additional options? Ooh, we could potentially trade with them. Yeah, it says there might be combat if you take private stuff. We may return 1 exploration card to talk and or trade with them if there is no combat. Okay, we got 2 residence cards left. I say we might as well trade with them. Yeah. Because, I mean, we got an extra 3 for vegetables and canned food, and there is some stuff we need. We really need some bandages for Bruno. Some more chems would be nice. There's lots of things that we could trade for that we could really use. So let's try to... We're going to return 1 card, and then we're going to go to 355 to trade with them. So maybe this wasn't all that bad, really. That we triggered these desperate people to find us. We'll see if they have something good. We go to 355. So you go there, it says you may buy any of these tokens. Oh. Oh, they don't really have what we want. Oh, wait, no, they do have cigarettes. Okay. Okay. Maybe we could do something with this. All right. We could get moonshine, cigarettes, and chems. Like chems would definitely be good because we could use that for the rooftop garden. Cigarettes would definitely be good. We have 2 characters that have a smoking habit. Moonshine would also be nice because we've got 3 characters with misery 1. So what does moonshine do again? Let's see. Let me grab the... Yeah, the token doesn't really say. Scavenging, night raid, done. It will raise 1 chosen character's fatigue by 2 and lower their misery by 1. Okay, someone's gonna get really tired, but it's gonna get rid of their misery. Man, I was really hoping for bandages. But I don't know. If we even just give them 1 vegetable, that's 8. And that would probably be enough for... Let's see what they have again. If we want chems and cigarettes, I think those are 1 each. So maybe... And how much is moonshine? Like 3. So we could get 1 moonshine, 3 cigarettes, and 2 chems for like 1 vegetable. We could even give them a weapon part to maybe get... like another chem and another cigarette, maybe? We don't really need that weapon part, and it's just weighing us down. Okay, so we might... We say vegetable and weapon part. That's basically 8, 9, 10. So if we get a moonshine, that's 3. And then we can take a cigarette. Oh, I really wish they had bandages. 2 cigarettes. So far, that's 5. We want some chems. Let's say 2 of those. At least 2 of those. Okay. 5, 6, 7. We have 3 left. Oh, that's an herb. Should we take an herb anyway, though? Nah. Okay, so 4 cigarettes plus a moonshine is 7, 8, 9. We can grab 1 more chems. TWOM. That's a trade. Get rid of the vegetable and the weapon part. Pleasure doing business with you, I guess. All right. So I've tried to organize this with weighted stuff on one side and the non-weighted stuff on the other side. So because that'll be important information once we're almost done with the scavenging here, and we are almost done. We just need to look at one more exploration card. Okay, trading is over. It better not say something private. It says jam door. Yeah, we can't do anything with this. We could attempt to kick it in, but we'd have to return one exploration card, and we don't have that. Yeah, we don't have enough time to do anything with this. All right, so that exploration is now over at this point. So we take the hobo's card and we shuffle it back into residence. Everything we found is what we found. Oh, if I was thinking, maybe I should have traded more stuff with the hobos to get a bunch of weapon parts, so then we can take it to the market to maybe get some bandages. I don't know. I mean, we got a decent amount of stuff for just like all vegetable and like one weapon part token. That's not terrible. Something tells me, yeah, we want Katya to drink, I think. Oof, or maybe Amelia. Yeah, probably Amelia. I'm just looking at her card, and it seems like her misery is definitely going to go up by 1 no matter what. Whereas Katya, maybe. Amelia needs to take a drink, but she's going to be really tired, so she's going to be pretty much useless for the next day. But it's going to knock out her misery. Okay, so that is the end of scavenging, and we take these exploration cards, bring them back to the exploration deck. We shuffle that again, buppity, and probably take these enemy tokens and toss them out as well. We don't really need that information because scavenging is over. Let's go back up there. All right. I'm fairly certain once scavenging is over, you then need to go to the choose findings phase. And really, that just boils down to what are you actually going to take? What is the scavenging party actually going to take back with them? Now, since we have an inventory of 9, and we've got a weight of 6 here, I think we are unfortunately going to have to ditch one of the mechanical parts because I want to be able to take back 4 water with us. That way we know we got enough water for everybody to drink tomorrow. And hopefully we have enough mechanical parts and wood to be able to put together. I was thinking maybe a workshop first and then a let's see, hold the phone. Let's see, a workshop is going to be 1 mechanical part, And a rainwater collector is going to be another one. But we're going to need a filter to go with that. So we have 3 with us. We could keep all 3 of them and take 4 water back with us, or we could ditch 2 mechanical parts so that we could take also a few components with us. Because we're kind of low on components and wood. But I would ideally like to be able to build a workshop. That's going to take most of our components and 3 wood and 1 mechanical part. But it will allow us to turn 1 component into a filter. At that point, we're going to have only 1 component left, though. And what? Like 4 wood? Which you could then... that would be just enough to like do a board up. That is something we could consider, but I would also really, really, really like a rainwater collector, which is going to be an additional 5 components and 2 wood. So we're going to need a way to get like 4 components, which we could get by just poking about, potentially. So I guess those are the options. We can ditch the 2 mechanical parts and take 2 components back with us. I don't think that's a good idea, though, because we could just get, like, potentially a bunch of components by having multiple people go downstairs and, like, poke about. We could do that. Although Bruno has wounds at 2, and since we don't have bandages for him, that's a problem. We can't cover up his wound with any bandages because we didn't find any. And he's also on guard duty, so he might just die here. Let's stop getting ahead of ourselves, shall we? Okay, so I think I'm only going to ditch 1 mechanical part because I want to bring back 4 water. So if you have, yeah, we ditch this, and then we can bring back 4 water with us. I'm gonna feel a little silly if Bruno just up and dies on us before we could even give him this water, but all right, that's what the scavenging party is taking back. Now we pull from the night raid deck to see what fate befalls Bruno. What is the top card on the night raid deck? It does say hobos. Damage is okay, so there are 0 wounds. So Bruno is definitely not going to get wounded. Damage is any 3 tokens, resources, starting with the most expensive ones. So that would be, if Bruno does nothing, they take 3 of our raw food, which is not technically the end of the world. If Bruno fires a shot, he can potentially make them go away, but that's our last bullet, basically. And who knows when we're going to be getting more bullets. And heck, using this bullet kind of means that all we get to do is roll the red die, and maybe we still got to remove some of the food anyway. Screw it. We got a bullet. We might as well use it. Let's bank on we're going to get another one next evening when we scavenge. So let's roll the red range die to see how much damage we can avoid. We get a 3. Bruno is an expert shot, and we don't lose any of our food. Okay, so I guess that was worth it. We lose none of our food. Gotta throw that away. And then we remove this card from the game. That one is never showing up. So as far as night raids go, that was pretty unintimidating. It really wasn't that bad. It could be a lot worse, trust me. Okay, so night raid is over. So I believe now we go to the dawn phase. Oh, right. But before we do that, there's a crime wave. Let's see. So in the normal campaign, your night raid and residence decks are a little bit smaller. Like the really nasty, intimidating stuff doesn't show up right off the get-go. But you have these sort of like exclamation mark cards that this crime wave mechanic will slowly seed into your decks and make the city a little bit more dangerous over time. So I'm currently shuffling this deck of extra cards, and then we're going to choose 1 and 2 at random. So that's 2 night raid cards. Put those back in the box. And now we're going to shuffle these. Shuffle the night raid deck up. All right. Okay. So that happened, and then it is dawn time. So the ladies come back. Put the gun away. Okay. Put all these cigarettes here. A bunch of chems. Got precisely 1 shotgun shell. It doesn't really do anything for us because we don't have a shotgun. Do some herbal meds, which would help if somebody was sick, but we have a wounded person, don't we? We do also have some moonshine that probably Amelia is going to slug down. We have some canned food. Got our shovel back, and we got some mechanical parts, and we got a bunch of water. That is good. We got a bunch of water for everybody. Okay. That is all in the storage now. Okay, assign meds and bandages. Nope, can't do that because we don't have any bandages and nobody's sick. So we're just going to have to draw the top fate card and see what happens, I guess. Oh, right. Alcohol may be used before or after resolving a fate card. Might as well be after, I guess. Because if Amelia's misery goes up by 1, then we just knock it down by 1 again anyway, by having her slug down some moonshine. All right, we draw the top Fate card. What does this say? Okay, I guess we lucked out. Raise the illness of all ill characters. So it doesn't say anything about wounds. So Bruno is okay for now. If cold tokens minus board ups equals 4 or more, okay, so we don't get anybody sick because it's too cold out. We do exchange the nearest location, which means the ruined block of flats goes away. It kind of means these reality cards, reality impact cards get shuffled back into their respective decks. Okay, ruined block of flats goes to bottom of the deck, and we get a new location, which is the quiet house. That is the near location now. Okay, let's see. No wait tokens. Resolve Spirit A on all character cards. Yeah, we got 2 people whose misery is going up. 2 people whose misery is going up. Because we don't have any coffee for Amelia or Katya. So yeah, both of their misery is going up by 1. Well, let's go down the row. Spirit A for everybody. Arika, we do have these cigarettes, so we can ditch 1 cigarette so that she's fine. That's a good thing. I only just remembered now. If she doesn't have cigarettes, her misery goes up by 2 rather than 1. No coffee for Amelia. Her misery goes up by 1. No coffee for Katya. Her misery goes up by 1. And Bruno, we can discard an additional cigarette, and he is also fine. Arca and Bruno had a smoke break. Amelia and Katya are jonesing for some coffee, and they're not feeling great because of it. But we got this moonshine so that we could knock out somebody's misery. Yeah, let's... Yeah, the goal of this chapter is taking care of ourselves. Each character's misery must be lower than 2. So I am once again thinking probably Amelia slugs the moonshine, so we get rid of that. That is going to raise her fatigue by 2 to put her up to a fatigue of 3. And since we don't have a bed, she can't really nap for the day. So she's only going to be able to do 1 thing, and then we're going to have to allow her to sleep on the floor for the night. Okay, so that is how that works. That was the dawn phase. Okay, we're going to put this fate card back. Oh, that's right. One other thing that we do is draw 2 narrative action cards. We get some narrative action cards. So there's some bonuses that we might be getting. We've got duty and resourceful. Play during the day actions phase. Raise 1 chosen character's fatigue by 1. To automatically remove 1 rubble remnants card without losing an action. Ooh, I think we might take resourceful though. Resourceful. Play when crafting any fitting. Ignore the requirement for one of the resource token types. That is going to come in handy, I think, because that may allow us to build both the workshop and the rainwater thingamajig. Being able to remove some rubble very quickly might be nice, but okay. So now we go to the morning of the next day. That means we're going to draw another event card. And the cat is going to come back. Hooray, the cat came back. Event. Oof, it's shelling. Oh, that's not good. The only thing that's good about this is... let's see. We only add one cold to the cold space, but it says if more than one character went scavenging during the previous night, which, yes, we had 3, we distribute 2 wounds between any present characters and destroy one already built fitting card. That is not great. Oh, no. That means our simple heater goes away. That's gone. We just get rid of it right now. And we also need to choose, we either give 1 wound to 2 people or 2 wounds to 1 person, I suppose. Let's give, you know what, let's give 2 wounds to Amelia. We're giving 2 wounds to Amelia. That's what we're doing. Am I not being fair to Amelia? Maybe. But Katya and Arka are a little bit more useful than her. So Amelia got wounded pretty bad in the shelling there, and we lost our heater. That sucks. So we toss that. And now we have started day 2. Okay, so now we are in the day phase. Yeah, Amelia was already down to 1 action because she's so freaking tired thanks to that moonshine. I'm recalling this now. It almost makes sense that Amelia is the one that got wounded in the shelling because she was drunk as all hell. She's probably still she's been scavenging all night, then she got drunk as all hell, and then bad luck. We got shelled and just a bunch of rubble just fell on top of her. So she's not doing very good, and wow, we really need some bandages because now we got 2 wounded people in here. Things are not looking great. So we have precisely 2 people that can do 2 actions and 2 other people that can only do 1. That's how this is going to work. So we might as well move Bruno and Amelia first. What you doing, Harry? Harry. There we go. So we wouldn't want... I don't think I would want Bruno to make the workshop, because the workshop needs to then be able to also make a filter. So that we could make a rainwater collector. Whoever builds the workshop would then, in their second action, be able to fashion a filter out of one component. But that would be it for the rest of the day. Then we have another person with 2 actions that would not be able to make a rainwater collector since the filter won't go into our storage until the end of the day. So someone's going to be working on building the workshop and then getting us the part that we need for a rainwater collector. Although really it might make more sense to, instead of making that filter, probably doing a board up. Because a board up is going to protect us more from both the cold and a night raid. Yeah. Okay. Starting to come together here. Ooh. So let's start with that. Definitely not Arika, because she can pick closed doors. Okay, so I guess it needs to be Katya. Katya is going to have to build our workshop somewhere. We're going to build the workshop. Put it right here, I suppose. Damn it. So the placement is somewhat... No, Harry. I have to take the noise thing. Harry, don't you dare. Placement is kind of important, because when you put down these upgrades, they too can get an upgrade if you have slots next to them. The workshop is not that. Neither is the rainwater collector. So I was kind of thinking about putting both of them up here. So we could put Katya up here, plop down a mechanical part. And we might even use resourceful to ignore components and say she just needs a mechanical part and 3 wood. That would mean we could trade in this to get 3 wood up where Katya is and put 2 wood down in storage. All right, so Katya is busy building the workshop. What can everybody else do? I could have could try having somebody go outside. We could poke about. If we go to the new ideas phase, we could unlock a chair. A chair would probably help a lot. A chair and the ability to build either. Yeah, we could do a chair and a radio, perhaps. Okay. So we got two people that can only do one thing for the day. We might as well move one of those to the new idea. Okay, I think I'm seeing what we can do here now. We can unlock. We can unlock the chair and the radio to be built. I think as soon as the chair is built, it like reduces everybody's misery by 1. Yeah. That would be nice. Because then we'd get rid of most of the misery. Katya would just be down to 1 misery. All right. So since Amelia has thought about how to do that, we could have Bruno try to build it, and then Ariko would be free to maybe go outside and pick a door, perhaps. Yeah. So where should Bruno build the chair? But we really need to clear some space. Let's put it over here, because why not? All right, so we're going to take Bruno, and he builds a chair over here. Using resourceful up here for Katya. Bruno builds a chair. That requires 2 wood, 1 component. Now this kind of means we're not going to be able to use the workbench to immediately do a board up, because now we don't have enough wood for that. Oh well. I guess we could just make a component instead, I suppose. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Let's see. What does Arika do? We're going to risk it for the biscuit and have her, I think, go outside to see if we can maybe get something good. It's an arrival. With bandages, no less. Okay, so we can't take another person in. You may buy any items the person is carrying. See trade sheet. Oh my goodness. Okay, they got bandages and some bullets. If we give them something for, let's see, and we still got famine going on. We still have famine going on. That means one raw food is going to be, it's going to be worth 13. We could give this person one raw food and get bandages and some ammo. So that's bandages for somebody. Probably Bruno. Sorry, Amelia. Why am I always so mean to Amelia? Bandages and one bullet. Means we can fire the pistol again. Okay. They also had a shotgun, but that would be like 20? We could, in theory, buy that. We could trade, like, the canned food, which would be worth, like, 18, and give up maybe a couple of chems for 20, so that way we could get us a shotgun, because we do have a shell. You know what? Screw it. Let's do that. Let's do that. We have plenty of food. That canned food would be nice, though. It could wipe out Erica's hunger just all by itself, down to 0. But if we give this up and 2 chems, thanks to famine, yeah, raised by 3. 15 plus 3 is 18. 19, 20. Boom. Get rid of 2 chems, 1 canned food, and we get us a shotgun. Okay. And thanks to that shell we found, we are kinda armed to the teeth now. Oh my gosh. We just need some more ammo, that's all. That worked out pretty good, Arca. Thanks. That's pretty cool. Alright, so that is the end of the first day phase. So now we're going to say the chair is built. We're getting rid of this wood and this component. The chair is good. And now we get to lower everybody's misery by 1, which means we take away the misery for Amelia and Bruno, and Katya's misery goes down to 1. And there's that misery, at least, anyway. Okay. So let's see here. Okay, so we shuffle this card back into the visitor's deck. Oh, I forgot to roll the die. Does Arca get shot? It only happens on a 1. It's a 5. She's good. Okay. So... Okay, I'm just double checking real quick. Because I'm wondering if Bruno has built that chair, but he can't do anything else for the day. Does that mean he's just there and nobody else can use the chair? Or I'm pretty sure once a character has 0 actions, you can just put them back to like the guard space, and they are not in the way of other characters who still have actions left. I'm pretty sure it said that. We also have this made now. I have to throw this out, not put it back in the storage. Okay, we have a workshop up here. That is cool. Use that to do board ups. We could make mechanical and or electrical parts if we have components. We can also make filters, and we can also repair a broken guitar with the workshop. Yeah. Making a filter would be pretty dope, because then we would be able to do a rainwater collector. Katya could also try sitting in the chair, though. On a 6 or more, it would reduce her misery by 1. Should we allow Katya to get some rest? I mean, we might as well. We could let her do that, and we could let Arika go back up there to make the filter, rather than like picking one of the closed doors, which actually she can't. Now that I think about it, we don't have a lockpick, so she can't do that anyway. So yeah, you can only have her like attack like this rubble with the shovel, basically. Okay, so Katya is going to rest, and on a 6 or more, we reduce her misery by 1. We get a 5, so that's just a little bit too low. What's interesting, though, is if you have books in your storage, then that kind of bumps it up +2. So if there was a book, she would have felt even better just chilling out in the chair. Worth a shot, I guess. We're going to move Arika back up here. We're going to ditch 1 component so that we get a filter. And with this filter, and a little more wood, I think we're going to need a little more wood. This is gone. We use that. Rainwater collector is going to need how much wood? Only 2 wood. How about that? Okay. We can absolutely build that now next time. Cool. Might as well put that to the top of the deck. Okay, so that is... we're going to find out what the cat's doing now. Maybe the cat makes Katya feel better. Who knows? It's possible. Or brings us even more food. We get an 8. So yes, the cat brings us even more food. We get that raw food back. What the heck? Oh, here it is. We get the raw food back. Okay. I never actually tossed it out. Okay. Good kitty, I guess. Brought us a rat. All right, we're going to bring everybody back here, and now it's time for dusk. Oh, and everybody's definitely going to be eating this time. That is for sure. We don't have that canned food, so Arka's hunger is not going to go away completely, but we can eat up 4 of the raw food. Although, really, I believe the drinking happens first. Yeah, so we get rid of all the water. Everybody has a drink. That way we don't have to roll for potential misery and or hunger. And then we also get rid of 4 raw food so that everybody can eat. That means we get to reduce everybody's hunger by 1, which means Arka is going to be at 1 hunger. Everybody else is going to be back down to 0 hunger. All right. So that was dusk. See, I guess what we need to do now that's the evening phase. Duh. We have to decide where people are going. All right, so obviously Amelia is sleeping on the floor. She is just sleeping on the floor. She will have to regain her fatigue for the evening. Let's see. We could put Arka and Katya on scavenging duty and Bruno on guard duty again. Give Bruno the shotgun this time. Could do that. We really could use some more bandages. We really could. And I'm not super worried about food, because technically we could turn these 2 chems into a vegetable with the rooftop garden. We do need some more water, though. We are going to need some more water, because we didn't build that rainwater collector yet. Going to need some more water for tomorrow. All right, so we're sending Katya and Arka out. Okay. I don't think they're not taking anything with them. We're keeping the shovel, all the weighted stuff here. And then Bruno has the shotgun. I don't know if I really want to take any items with them for like trading. Anyway, okay, so that's the evening. We raise everybody's fatigue by 1 unless they're sleeping. If somebody's sleeping on the floor, we get to reduce their fatigue by 2. So Amelia's fatigue goes down to 1. Whereas everybody else, their fatigue goes up to 2. So tomorrow, we're probably not going to be able to go scavenging. Would also be really nice if we could, like, build a bed in a simple heater. Except that got knocked out by the shelling. Okay, so back at it again in the scavenging phase. Where should they go? Choose location. One of the 3 available location cards. There is a lot of stuff that we could find in the quiet house. Canned food, meds, vegetable, herbal meds, chems, book. There is a closed door and a basement entrance. Yeah, we're going to the near location again. We're going to the quiet house. Okay. Ladies are going to the quiet house. And that means we take 14 cards from the exploration deck and put them on the unknown deck. That is what we do. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 cards in the unknown deck. All right. So we start by drawing the first card, which is an open space. And this does not have that map space. If there is no open space, discard this card and draw a new card from the exploration deck. All right, so we discard this and we draw a new one from the top of the exploration space because there just is no open space in this. It says climb up, look for another way, return 3 exploration cards, or we're risking wounds. I guess we're looking for another way. We already have 2 wounded characters and only 1 bandage, so we're gonna have to get rid of 3 cards, unfortunately. I have to spend some time to find a slightly better way. In theory, we could have risked it and maybe because what is it? Katya has 0 prowess though, so it's very possible Katya would have been wounded. Arca probably would have been good. She has prowess too. Okay, so next card is search. Okay, search the furniture. Yes, please. We can either return 2 exploration cards or raise the noise by 1 and roll for the noise. Yep. This time we're going to risk it. There's no way it's going to be a 1 again, right? It's a 3. Okay. Just barely. It worked. It's fine. It's at 2. We don't have to return 2 exploration cards, but we do get to draw and resolve 1 findings card on the furniture chart. And this says we get a vegetable, a weapon part, and a shell. Okay. That is cool because we actually have a shotgun now. Okay, we get a shell, a vegetable, and a weapon part. Probably trading and or ditching the weapon part. Not really useful right now. And we get to roll for special findings. What random thing do we potentially get? We get a 7. What is a 7? That is another vegetable. We get yet another vegetable. Okay, famine is still in play. So if we find somebody to trade with, that might be pretty good. Let's see. So that was the findings. We put that away. Discard that. What is the next card? Ooh, we get to search some more things. Raise the noise by 1 and roll for the noise, or return 2 exploration cards. This does say private on it, but it doesn't matter because we haven't alerted any residents just yet. What cards we still have left? 4. We have 8. So if we return 2, we'll have 6 left, and then we just get to search this. We would have to raise the noise by 1 anyway. We're raising the noise by 1 regardless. Yeah, let's play it safe for now. We were risky last time. Let's play it safe for now. We'll put 2 exploration cards back. And we get to search the heap. It says we get Chem's cigarette and an electrical part. Tempting to take that electrical part back. I was looking at the radio. Apparently the radio is a great way to manage misery. Like a really great way to manage misery. Way better than the chair. Special findings. What do we get for special findings? We get a 2, which is nothing. Okay, what does the next card say? It says reality impact. All right, now another random thing is going to happen. Which card do we take? It is the color gray. All right. Then it says draw a card from the exploration deck. Check the number with that color. It's 911. All right. We go to entry 911 in the Book of Scripts. And this says the red and burned hood of the car brings back painful memories. We look down toward what lies below. The wrecked car, now buried in the wall of the building, used to belong to Mirko. Mirko was such a skilled driver that the only thing that could outrun him was his reputation as a madman and his constant grin. But this was at the beginning of the war. We still had power, food, and hope. Mirko put his sister and her son in the car. He was going to take them as far away from here as he could. He sped down the street with no intention of letting anyone stop him. Do you think he would have thought he could outrun the shells of the tank cannons rolling in from the north that day? Apparently not. So yeah, sometimes that's all you get is a story. We were searching and we just kind of looked down and it was always like, oh, yeah, that's Mirko's car. I guess he didn't make it. I guess he didn't make it. It doesn't say to put it underneath the location, I don't think. Just throw it in here. Next card is bars. Well, I don't think this location has bars, so we once again get to discard this and take another location, which is search another heap. We can... How many do we have left? 4. This says return 2 exploration cards and raise the noise by 1, or raise the noise by 1 and roll for the noise. We could raise the noise by 1 and then use Arca's ability to bring it all the way down to 1. And then roll. Because once per scavenging, before rolling for the noise, Arca may lower the noise by 5. Yeah, let's do that. We'll bring the noise all the way down to 1, and then we'll roll. We got a 4, so we are good. So it's a good thing we used her ability, because otherwise that would have been it. Got a cold, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so let's see. We get to search the heap. What does the heap say? Heap. Electrical part, filter. There's that filter and a weapon part. Okay. Here is, I'm starting to think we might want to go back to, I want to go to the market with some of this stuff. We have a lot of components. Another weapon part. That's the kind of stuff they take at the market. We have 2 weapon parts. Electrical part, mechanical part, and filter. And we get to roll to see what kind of special findings we get. It is a 7. So once again, we get another vegetable. Too bad they don't take food at the market. All right. So we toss that out. What is the next one? Closed door. Okay, we're going to have to put this to the side because this location does have a closed door, but we do not have a lockpick. So can't do anything with that for the moment. But we can put it to the side just in case we can somehow miraculously find a lockpick. So what does the next card say? We get another search the heap card. Okay. We can raise the noise by 1 and roll for the noise, or we can return 2 exploration cards and raise the noise by 1. I mean, it would only be 2. I say that it would only be 2, but there's definitely a possibility of getting a 2 or a 1 on this die. If we return 2 exploration cards, that's basically ending the exploration. But we have no idea what these 2 exploration cards are. Screw it. Let's risk it again. We need 3 or more. And of course, we get a 1. Great. I love how I always get a 1 when it's like, what's the resident? It's civilians. Okay. Turns out that there are miserable-looking people hiding in here, mostly the elderly, blah, 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 blah. Place this card in the exploration slot until you leave this location. Whenever you take... Well, you know, we could also trade with them. We could also trade with them. But we also do still get to search the heap. Because this heap is not marked private. So let's see what's in the findings. It's a reality impact. Great. Well, okay. That was the card. What does it say? I was hoping for some more goodies, but who knows? Who knows what's going to happen with the reality impact? We get a gray. All right. It says draw a card from the colors deck, then check the number with that color on the rare findings chart of the current location card. Rare findings 44. Okay, so let's go to 44. What does that say? The house must have been occupied either by a pill popper or a very sick man. Next to the kitchen, where people usually put a pantry, there's a veritable drugstore. Oh. The owner had a bad heart, asthma, and joint problems. All of this is clear from the labels on the containers. Even if we have no use for most of these drugs, there's great demand for these kinds of medications around town. Drugstores have long gone out of business, but the sick still need their meds. Sometimes open public exchanges are held. Those who have more than they need hand over their surplus to those in need of meds. Even what's past expiration. Some of the meds you can use to buy something, or you can exchange them for food. We load up our backpack with whatever we can carry. Right? Drugstore 44. Oh my gosh, it has a value of 30. Shit. And we're about to trade with those people. Okay, I dig that. Did I already find this in an earlier game? I wonder. Did some of the tokens might say it. Yep. Found this once already, I guess. Okay, so we now have drugstore, which has value of 30. Okay. Cool. Ah, damn it. Knocked over my water. Great. Just when you thought things were getting good, we knocked water all over the place. Well, we bring the noise back down to 1 again. We did search the heap. We searched the heap, and apparently it led us to an apartment full of prescription medication. So that's what was in that heap. That's cool. Okay, so I guess we should initiate a trade now. we have to put one exploration card back, but we can then initiate a trade, and we can go to 993 and see what these people might have for us. 993. Unfortunately, they do not have any bandages, but they sure do have coffee. I like that. Could get a saw blade, too. Okay. 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 You got all kinds of good stuff here. We definitely want some coffee. We definitely want some coffee. Okay. So, I mean, we have that drugstore that will give us like 30 all by itself. So if we took, let's see, a saw blade, saw blade is 5. I have 25 left. And I would love to get probably like 3 coffee. That'd be great. There it is. The heck it wasn't. Okay, so that's 8. 3 coffee and a saw blade. That's still 22. So far we've got 2 weapon parts that we do not need. You can always trade those at the market too. Yeah. Hey, with that in mind, we might load up on stuff to bring to the market, I guess. Because we could take any broken weapons, ammo, and or weapon parts. I'd really like some more bandages. You know, a couple. Let's take a couple books. A couple books would be nice. Take a couple books as well. So that's like 10 right there. We still have 20 left. So for broken weapons, there's a broken pistol for 5. Could take a bunch of ammo as well. We should almost certainly take some ammo. Broken assault rifle for 8. Broken shotgun for 8, I think. Yeah. We have 20 left from just the drugstore. It does say any broken weapon. We could take the broken shotgun and the broken assault rifle for like 16. And then take like 2 shells and 2 ammo each. Well, a shell and a ammo. Right? Because 16 plus. Yeah, 16 plus 4 would be 20. All right. Take a broken assault rifle, a broken shotgun, and ammo and a shell. All right, and that's just for the drugstore. Do we want anything else? Could we use more chems? I don't know what we would trade for, though. And if we give up 1 vegetable, which we could, that we would get like 8 for that. And I don't even know what we would take with it, though. Herbal meds. Could take herbal meds. I think that's like 6. We could take herbal meds and 2 chems for 1 vegetable. I think not. They don't even weigh anything. And 1 vegetable. Because famine and the vegetables are worth 8 rather than just 5. All right, so we tossed the drugstore and the vegetable. We did the trading with the civilians. We get all this stuff now. Arrange this by weighted and unweighted. Most of the weighted stuff is going to be stuff that we can take with us to the market to do some trading there. Coffee is good. Now people need coffee. We don't have to worry about that. Saw blade means we can get through those bars, so that's good. That means we can get to this furniture. Let's see. Yeah, I guess we just have to see what's on the last one here. Last one says rubble, so we discard this and draw another one. It says stairs up. Okay, we're ending the exploration. The options are stairs up, look for another way, return 2 exploration cards, or enter, raise the noise by 2 and roll for the noise. But this is like literally the last card. Bottom option is or end the exploration. That's what we're doing. We're just done. Okay. Scavenging is finally done. Okay, this says to put this one underneath the current location card. This color goes back in the color deck. residence a bit. Shuffle exploration deck just a bit. Okay. Now we get to check out the market. We are now checking out the market. We can give them 1 token of any value. It might as well be, I think, 1 chems, I think. And each time you, after you have finished scavenging, but before the choose finding stage, you may decide to visit the market where people from all walks of life come to trade and talk. Discard any 1 token from the findings pile, then draw 1 card from the wares deck. Okay, so I kind of think we should get rid of 1 chem. 1 chem. Just 1 chem. Could also be a vegetable. Should we toss a vegetable? No, we're tossing a chem. Tossing 1 chem. That is gone. And we can now draw a wares card to see what it says. Okay, place this card next to the market sheet. Then draw and resolve an additional wares card. Ignore the reality impact card. It says Petty Thief. Whenever you visit the market, you may use the help of the Petty Thief. Oh, that's interesting. So this now becomes an additional option for stealing things. Whenever you visit the market, you may use the help of the Petty Thief when resolving the steal option. If you do, roll 1 additional gray combat die. You may re-roll it up to 2 times and add any fist icons rolled to the result of the character on the thief's space. If you roll any blanks, lower the tolerance by 1 as normal and immediately resolve a script from the current wares card corresponding to the current position of the tolerance token. Afterwards, remove this card and the current wares card from the game. Okay, now we need to draw another one. What does that say? Okay. Place the following miniatures on the market sheet. We've got a farmer and a thug. Okay. You may steal from the market, see the market sheet, or loot the market, see the market sheet. We can trade for the following items. Great. It's coffee, cigarettes, and raw food. Damn it. I needed bandages. We could sure take some raw food, though. You could give them a broken shotgun and a weapon part and get some raw food. That'd be a decent trade. And trade commission is 2. Katya bargain. Trading when with Katya present, trade commission is lowered to 0. We do not have to pay trade commission when Katya is here. She is a good bargainer. Okay, so we still have 1 more broken weapon left and 1 more weapon part. So we could get another raw food. That might not be a terrible idea. We already have like a decent amount of cigarettes and coffee. So Let's see, we have a mechanical part and an electrical part and a filter. Okay, the raw food weighs something too, though. And we do want to bring probably more water back. And we only have an inventory of 6 between us. So we'd be able to carry the raw food and 4 water. We have to ditch like everything else pretty much. Or we could just say we exchange this for some more raw food. But then we could also, that's like a grand total of 8 right there. We could get more cigarettes for one of the mechanical parts that we don't have room for anyway. Yeah, we could give up the electrical part and get like just a bunch of cigarettes. Was really hoping for bandages. We did not get those though. We did not get any bandages. That is not great. That's not great at all. We still have 2 characters at wounds 2. We don't have any bandages. We do have some. Oh wait, no, sorry, I forgot. We do have these bandages at home, provided Bruno can actually defend it with a shotgun. All right, so I think we're done here. We're gonna toss these because we don't have the space for it. We've got these 2 raw food, and we want to bring 4 water back. So people can actually drink tomorrow. No one's gonna have to go thirsty. Okay, so now we gotta draw the night raid. It is starving people, so we got 1 wound and 4 damage. Tokens / resources, starting with the green tokens, meaning they'd go after the food, vegetables, and cigarettes first. So we would lose 2 raw food, 1 vegetable, and 1 cigarette. Okay, so let's roll the. Bruno has a shotgun, so we're going to use a shell, and we're going to roll. He does have prowess 1 as well, so we get to reroll it if we get something bad the first time. He does get 2. I'm going to keep that. So we'll say we missed the wound and we reduced the damage by 1, I guess. So that means we only lose like the 2 raw food and the. Yeah, it says starting with green tokens. It doesn't really say it has to be the most expensive though. So we could just get rid of 2 cigarettes and 1 vegetable. We could. We could do that. Should we though? We got plenty of cigarettes and vegetables and food coming back in. Yeah, we're getting rid of 2 cigarettes and a vegetable. Okay, that was what happened with the night raid, and remove this card from the game. Okay, and we have to get rid of the shell. Going to use the shell to scare some of the starving people away. All right, so now we return. We put the shotgun back here. Put the ladies back here. I'm going to bring all this stuff back. Coffee, cigarettes, vegetables, raw food. We got a couple of shells here. Nice. Okay. Plenty of food, veggies, coffee, cigarettes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Got a couple of books as well. And some chems and some herbal meds. And water. Okay. We ain't doing too bad. We ain't doing too bad at all. All right. So one last thing before we go. Let's see. Gotta do the crime wave. Pick a couple of random cards here. They are both night raids, okay? Shuffle the night raid deck up again. All of the really scary stuff is now in the night raid deck. That's not good. We're definitely putting the bandages on Bruno. Okay, so yeah, we scavenging predator turns, put all this stuff back, and we are giving bandages to Bruno. So we're putting bandages on his little card here. And then we draw a fake card. What does the fake card have for us? Okay, so it is wounds this time. Raise the wounds of all unbandaged characters by 1. Okay, so that doesn't happen to Bruno, but it sure does happen to Amelia. Poor Amelia, her wounds are now up to 3. So that is not good. That means she can't do anything for the next day. We don't have any illness. So let's see here. Cold tokens minus board ups equals 5 or more. We only have 3, so I guess we dodged the illness again. Exchange the nearest small location, which is the quiet house. The quiet house goes away. So this goes back into findings. And we have the supermarket is the nearest location. Okay. What else is happening? Wait tokens, we don't have any of those. Once again, we do A, but we are ready for this. We have habit for all characters, so I guess we're going to ditch 2 coffees for Amelia and Katya, and 2 cigarettes for Arka and Bruno. And we don't have to raise anybody's misery up at all. So there you go. Okay. Then we draw 2 narrative action cards and decide which one to keep. We get kick the door down and or, ooh, okay, dead on. Play during any combat. Okay, if you are wielding a hatchet. Well, we don't have a hatchet. We might as well take kick the door down. Okay. So that was day 2. Day 2, and currently we are about to meet our objective. We've got Amelia on death's door here, though, so we're going to need some more bandages for her. But otherwise, we're doing okay. We're actually kind of sort of doing okay. Kind of. Like, each character is only going to be able to do one thing because they're all so gosh darn tired. We probably aren't going to be able to scavenge tonight, for tomorrow, I should say. Well, we'll figure it out. For now, we are at close to 2 hours, but we have finally finished not only day 1, but day 2 in this campaign. We're still in it. The cat is still fine. Nothing bad happened to the cat, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm going to see y'all later, and we're going to try to tackle day 3 next time. Take it easy, y'all.